Hi everybody, this is Brad. I want to talk to you today a little bit about some rules and whatnot. Specifically, right now I'm going to talk about the Bill of Rights. It talks about the right for free speech, the right for regulated militia, the right not to have to let people stay in our home and to be secure in our persons and houses and papers and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. And people shall not be held answer for capital or otherwise infamous crimes unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in a blah, 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 blah. It's all irrelevant, to be honest. I'm going to keep going, though. We've got criminal prosecutions and suits at common law, excessive Balaam worship, enumeration of rights, and powers of delegations and things of this nature. It's all bullshit, people. This is a list of things that people who were free felt that they needed to state their freedom. Free is free is free is free. You don't need to do this. If you have the Constitution in the first place and you say that you're free, that you're free. You don't need to say all this other horse shit. This is all a trap. And these are an amendment of the Constitution. Right there off the bat, right there from the beginning, that means they're not even real. Because I've amended lots of contracts and the amendments are attached to the contract. I've never done an amendment of a contract. That sounded to me like an unexecuted contract. And it really is irrelevant if 3/4 or 5/5 or 10/9 or whatever's the state legislature decided any damn thing. It's irrelevant to me. I'm free. Why would I give a shit if 99.999% of the people in the world voted that they felt I should paint myself blue and then execute myself? Am I liable, responsible to do this? Well, no, I'm not. I'm not going to either. I can't stop them from doing it to me if they want to, but then they'll have to answer for that. That doesn't mean I'm going to go along with it. I mean, if somebody tells me that I live on the surface of a spinning sphere made of water, I'm not necessarily going to agree with them. I mean, it's clear that any idiot can tell the physics of fluids dictate that liquids like water always find level every single time, always will, always have, regardless of who's checked it or their intelligent level, day or night, where in the world it was checked. It's always the same. Water always finds level, and even a child knows that, people. So maybe these 10 men that were sitting around discussing this stuff were 10 men who were so fucking ignorant they thought they lived on the surface of a spinning sphere made out of water. Why would I care what they think? That's none of my business or concern. I don't care. Amendments mean nothing. You want to know what means something in life? I don't even need to go through these stupid amendments here. I'm going to put them up here for you so you can see them. There's page 1. It's a little screenshot there. Page 2. Now just pretend like all those are irrelevant, because they are. I'll tell you what is relevant. A maxim. A maxim is the truth. They made these 10 maxims of commercial law. It's a disguise. They're 10 truths that apply to life. It gets wrapped up into admiralty law here, which is what we have going on in our nation today, while we're under martial law, actively currently right this minute. They have no responsibility to tell you this. If you can't figure it out on your own, then they feel that, he who's willing to be tricked, let him. That's one of their maxims. We are the Romans. One maxim of law is that a workman is worthy of his hire. Another maxim of law is that we're all supposed to be equal under the law. Well, we actually are equal under the law. And I know it doesn't feel like it. I know we're getting taken advantage of, people. But the scumbags who are doing this are about to answer for it in a very painful way. I don't even like to think of it. It hurts me to concern myself with it, so I try not to think of what life will be like for some of these people who have been using their mind, in the front of their mind. That's the beast right there. And then they use their hand to take from the beast that feeds them to get rich from these accounts that were set up to enslave us at our birth, that they don't tell you about, that you're supposed to be using to set off your debt from the bankruptcy instead of giving them debt notes. But they've got us all wrapped up. Oh, I've got this blank piece of paper over here to say something. See, that's what our Constitution should look like. Clean, unencumbered. Why would you want to put anything on that beautiful blank piece of paper? Anything added to that paper restricts freedom, does nothing to add to freedom. Free is already clean. If anything, maybe that right there, past that, what needs to be said? Everything else past that is a lie and a trap. Don't fall for it. In commerce, truth is sovereign. In life, truth is sovereign. And it does not go away, Raymond Glenn Willis. It doesn't go away. You cannot hide from the truth. You do not get to hide from your sins. Not with me. Not with me, you don't. I don't care if you've been allowed to finger fuck everybody else's stuff that you've touched ever since you came into office. It doesn't concern me. I'm talking to you now. I am talking to you about what you're doing with my offspring, with my God-given rights, with the testament of God for his people. I know you're not concerned about his people, but I am. Put that in the front of your head. And I'm not talking about your God either. You know another truth? Another truth is that an unrebutted affidavit stands as truth in commerce. That follows the maxim that truth is expressed in the form of an affidavit. In other words, write it down, put your stamp on it, fix your name to it. That's truth until somebody writes over top of it. If somebody rebuts it, point by point by point, well, then you don't have any more truth until it gets worked out. But if they don't rebut it because they're little cowards that are playground bullies that are stealing your lunch money and being fucking scumbags, because they won't rebut it, cowards never do, well, what are they going to do? Say I'm guilty? They're not going to rebut it. It's how come I don't hear anything back from Anthony Patrick Miller, that freaking scumbag that wants to get in the middle of my case and talk to my kids, my children. You got some boys of your own, don't you, Anthony? Don't you, Raymond? How would you feel if I started talking to your children like you talk to mine? Now, clearly, I'm not going to do that, but think about it for a minute, because somebody else, they will. It's bound to happen. I mean, you're not going to be able to escape it. If you don't think that the sins of the father are passed down to the son, oh my God, you're wrong. Another truth is that unrebutted affidavits become judgment in life and commerce. I want you to remember that and stick that in the front of your brain, Raymond. Collin County, more like. In commerce, for any matter to be resolved, it must be expressed. Well, that's what I'm doing right here and now, is I'm expressing myself alive, not dead, and unwilling to allow you people to interfere with my business any longer. So I'm saying it out loud. I'm expressing it. And I hope you express yourself back, because if you don't, he who leaves the battlefield first loses. And we obviously are on a battlefield, clearly. Sacrifice is the measure of credibility. Raymond, am I sacrificing? Do you feel that I feel convicted right now? Do you think that I mean what I say? Only 3 ways to satisfy a lien. Either by form of affidavit, by judgment of a common law jury or by satisfaction of the lien to pay it, which in this country is impossible because there's no money. It does not exist. We are in bankruptcy. We were born into martial law bankruptcy in this nation. There is no money. It's coupons. Learn how to set off your debt. Look into the IRS Form 1099-A. Learn about your 1040-Vs, your A for V and R for Vs. Learn about that 1099 OID and INT. Learn about your 1096, 1099-A. Look into the 3949-A. Look into these things. This is our responsibility. You need to know what an SF-28 and an OP-90 and OP-91 are. It's important. Hey, Keith Self, do you know what those forms are? Do you guys have any 1099 OIDs or INTs or anything like that? A's, any kind of 1099s over there? For all my voluntary donations to the state welfare fund? Is anybody bothered to check to see if that girl even qualifies for welfare? Personally, I just feel like if you would keep your fingers out of the cookie jar and stop stealing the money, that nobody would come to me and demand that I put it back so you don't get caught and have to go to jail. So what you do is you steal the money, split it with the government. I don't know what the numbers are. I mean, it could be like 66.6% from Title 42.66. I don't know. But I know if y'all wouldn't steal the money, that there wouldn't be anybody coming to me saying, Brad, put that money back in the account. Hurry up quick before we get caught or we're going to make you go live in a cage. So far, none of that has to do with anything to do with me and my children. My children need not my support from me emotionally as their father, you freaking idiots. Look into the IRS publication 1212. I just need to express myself. I hope I haven't offended anybody. Y'all have a great day.